Good evening. Thanks for tuning in to Cameras Rolling. Okay, it's February. This is our month of love. Now, I'm not going to talk, you know how all the holidays are like on steroids now? So for that certain holiday that has all the hearts everywhere and all the chocolate, what I think about February is just love in terms of passion, in terms of what you love. All of you viewers, you wonderful viewers, know that I love acting, but I love creative arts. And this is the perfect month to have my guests on now because they've done this amazing, amazing film locally, and it's very inspirational, and this is what they love to do. So, yay, without further ado, this is David Lally. David Lally, you are the screenwriter.
That's correct.
Of the movie Dream House. And Jeff Bemis, and you are the director.
Yes.
Of the movie Dream House.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me first a little bit about Dream House.
I could give you a little bit of background about
Okay.
it. So I started writing it as a play originally, and I started it about 12 years ago. It was when my mother passed away, and it was a way of kind of remembering her. That was the biggest thing that I think I wanted to accomplish, and also to kind of document the crazy, neurotic sort of life that we lived,
Right.
my family,
Right.
in Suffield, Connecticut, which is not far from here. And so it's completely autobiographical. Names have been changed, but that's all.
Right.
And it was, kind of a cathartic experience, but also I think the centerpiece of the story is about this very enmeshed relationship between an elderly woman and her gay middle-aged son, which is my part, and how it came to be. And they live in this deteriorating house. Ironically, we entitled The Dream House. But through flashbacks, you learn about the history of how they came together and how the father took off. And then as the last point of plot, she hires a carpenter to come and help fix the house. And the son and the carpenter become involved romantically. So there's a big conflict that takes place.
Interesting.
Yes.
And the trailer, which I'll show in just a couple minutes, but what I loved is that you can really see dark humor in there too.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
a lot of
funny.
humor. Yeah,
it's really funny.
Yeah.
And
Well, my mother was
but
funny.
yet poignant. So okay. So Jeff, you are directing. You've known David for a while, or how did you come on board?
A little while, yeah. We met in Hartford at Hartford Stage, actually, and
What were you doing?
We were taking a course at Hartford Stage.
Oh, okay.
And we started talking, and somehow this evolved. I don't even remember, but he wanted to do a trailer for a film that had not been produced in order to show people what it was going to look like. See, that's the problem is when you have a film project on paper, it's hard to get it out and make people really feel it and see it.
I mean, right. It's like in LA, you need to be a professional pitcher. Pitch the story and try to get people excited.
And I know you lived a while in LA.
Right.
I also spent about a dozen years there. Nobody likes to read screenplays. Right?
No,
They don't like to read
I know.
screenplays.
It's like homework.
It's
to
horrible.
them. Yeah, they don't want to do it.
But when you have a 2-minute, 3-minute trailer, everybody will take a look.
Yes.
But I gotta say, Jeff did such an amazing job at putting this trailer together that when you watch it, everybody always says, well, where is it showing? Where is the film showing?
Yes.
Because it looks like it's finished.
I'm telling you.
When you watch it, yeah.
Right, because this show is going to be on every Thursday night in February.
Great.
People are going to see it and go, so are they nominated? I can just see, because it's that slick. I mean, it really looks well done.
Yep.
So let's show the clip real quick. We're going to show the trailer first so the viewers get a good idea of what we're talking about.
We all need to thank Daddy for getting us the dream house we've always wanted.
There's going to be a change, Mark. You'll understand when you're older.
I'm proud that from all appearances, I've been able to keep up with things.
Mark! Mark!
I'm very disappointed with the amount of plants this fed.
That house is gonna kill her.
She's always been independent.
have a work opportunity.
Mrs. O'Brien, this is a level 5 maximum security prison. We don't lend out gardeners.
My brother and I call it the white knight syndrome. One day a workman will come along and fix everything for next to nothing. Be the handyman she hasn't had since my father was handy.
We're starting on a trial basis. Of course, you'd never know by looking at it, but it really does need a little work. Mark and I are so in sync. I always say being with Mark is the next best thing to being alone. My other son, Dickie, is very successful. He owns his own company, corporate restructures and that sort of thing.
I've tried to leave her before, Mark. She won't let me. If you're there, she won't do anything crazy.
She should be living in a condo like every other old person. You enable her.
I would like nothing more than to pack up and leave forever.
Then why don't you?
I found her lying on the grass, not making any sense.
Tiki, the doctors, they don't know how long they're going to keep her. Do you ever see yourself with someone?
You're not gonna stay here the rest of your life.
I saw Dad.
Who?
Dad. It's Dickie.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I'm asking you to have lunch with me.
Let's not make this unpleasant.
She can't go back there. It's her life. It's a fantasy.
I just have to fix up some things.
The one time I needed you, you took his side.
God forbid there should be some life in this house.
Did you ever lay on a boat while someone else rowed? I want you to think of your life like that for a while. Then when you're stronger and healed, you'll come home.
That was great. Okay. So that was fantastic. The actors, of course, you know I love Jesse
Yes.
Murphy. He's a buddy of mine.
So do I.
And he is delicious. But yeah, I mean the acting's great. The camera angles.
Did you also recognize? My mind's gone blank. From Playhouse on Park, Sean Harris.
Oh, Sean Harris.
Was in it. Is in it. Yeah,
Oh,
he
you
plays
know,
the brother.
It's been a long time since I've seen Sean.
Yeah.
So I didn't even recognize him, but he's a wonderful actor.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
Yep.
He's tops. You know, coming from Hall High School and teaching. I mean, I love the way that teachers get to enact their dreams.
Yep.
Which Jeff is a teacher. Where do you
That's
teach?
right. I teach film production at Trinity College. Mm-hmm. And it's wonderful. Yes, I get to share my passion for film all day long.
Right. Well, you know, another theme which I'm really excited about this month of love is my saying is it's never too late to go for your dreams. Mm-hmm. And I really, really want people to feel that, especially. I'm sure that you've noticed in this day of age, especially since you lived in LA too, you used to need to go through the assigned passage, and it was just a numbers game. But now with YouTube, you could put everything out there, and with like you fund me and things like that, people can find out and really become a part of the movies. Yep. Which is wonderful because one of the things about this movie is that people around here can participate in it. Now, you have
Absolutely.
a website, right?
Well, we have a few websites, and I get confused because I'm not a technical guy.
Okay, so
but Jeff can explain. We have.
Take it away, Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, there is www.dreamhousethemovie.com. That's the film's website. But right now, we're in the middle of a crowdfunding campaign. We're going to try to raise enough money to get this thing into pre-production. And so if you go to Indiegogo And you can link there from our site. But if you go to Indiegogo and enter Dreamhouse, search for Dreamhouse the movie, it'll come right up. And we're trying to crowdfund basically the first phase of making the entire film. We have the trailer. We need now to make the full movie.
Now, but also because this show is going to be showing all month, you know, your Indiegogo campaign might be over. Can they still go to a website and still participate and contribute to want to be a part of this?
Yes, they can. Absolutely. DreamhouseTheMovie.com.
DreamhouseTheMovie.com. Yeah, because I don't know. I think what really encouraged me is that, like, I've been in the business. I've been an actress for, well, I'm not going to say how many years because I'm not going to date myself.
10 years.
6, 7 years. But I know how hard it is to get people excited about projects. And we were just talking prior to the interview that when you see this trailer, it gives you such a good idea of what this movie is about. Now, right. David, I'm fascinated with you because you've written plays too, right?
Actually, I haven't written that many plays.
But what about that play I was going to do for you? The best rejection of my life.
That was the play. That was a play based on the screenplay. So it's the same story. People keep saying, you know, you got to start writing more plays. Like, see, my feeling is like I want this one to be a success first, and then I'll write the next one. But
I got you.
But it's so funny that I think I mentioned to you that Marcia inquired about the lead role for this play at the time, and it's for a 75-year-old woman, and I said, Marcia, you're much too young and beautiful.
I'm too young and beautiful.
Maybe if she has a daughter, we can write that in.
Right.
So, what was your question?
The question was, getting you writing about this, had you ever written anything before? And I'm sure it was very cathartic and a tough process.
I think
for
it
you.
was, because it was, as I said, you know, my mother passing away and sort of working through that process. And I actually I'm going to give a shout out to a couple people. One is Jacques Lamar, your buddy.
Yay,
because
Jacques.
He's the first one I showed this play to at the time, and having no idea if it had any value at all. And he said, you know what, this is pretty good. And he actually arranged the first reading of the play at the Charter Oak Cultural Center. This is now about 8 years ago. And then Playhouse on Park also accepted it in their new works competition. And so that's when Sean became involved with it. So I want to give a little shout out for him too. So there have been people who have helped along the way as it kind of evolved. And then another friend of mine from Middlebury College, where I went to school, Kevin Cummins, is a screenwriter for Lifetime and Hallmark. He saw the play and he said, you know, you should think about making this into a screenplay. So he kind of mentored me through that process.
Oh,
so
nice. So is he still over at Hallmark?
He's still doing Christmas screenplays, like
that's
the
great.
12 Trees of Christmas.
He's a consistently produced screenwriter.
He's produced a lot of
wonderful.
Yeah. This is a little different from that, though, because it's not your
it's
typical,
not a Lifetime movie.
Right.
No.
Right.
No. But yeah, because I couldn't imagine the mixed feelings that you have. Seeing it over and over and over again, but yet you need to detach yourself a little bit in order to get
specifically
things done.
in the trailer, because in the beginning of the trailer there's some home movie footage, and actually the man in the beginning is my father, and the woman at the end is my mother. So it does resonate on a very kind of emotional level when you create material that's this personal.
Right.
But it's also, there's also, you get a distance from it too, because I see it as a theatrical and now a cinematic work, you know, that has a life of its own.
Right.
So it's interesting.
Well, and what I liked is, aren't we all from Dysfunction Junction when it comes to our families? Is that people can really relate to that, to the generational difference of wanting to talk about your feelings and people who don't want to talk about and don't want to face things and yeah.
Well, that's one thing I feel good about this show, is because I don't see it as particularly like a gay movie or a gay love story. I think it's very universal in that a lot of it is about the process that we have to go through to individuate, become our own person, leave the past family system behind, dysfunctional or functional, and become our own person. So I hope that it resonates with a lot of people.
And also, definitely shedding your shame, because I think that's that's what can fester for our generation, you know, because you're dealing with things that you didn't want to show people before. So, okay, so Jeff, you directing this movie. What other movies or plays or experiences? And also, are you born and raised in Connecticut?
No, I'm from Indiana by way of Los Angeles, but I love New England. It reminds me of Indiana in many ways. We actually have weather and climate and season. So I love it here. Did
you come out here to teach at Trinity?
No, I came out because my wife got a job teaching. She's a real, I teach at Trinity. I'm an adjunct instructor. She's a real professor. She's the real deal. She got a real job.
You're a fake, right?
Yeah, I'm a fake teacher.
Take it out.
So that's what brought me out.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, we love it here, and it's a great place to make movies. So I had a short film a few years ago that I made as a director called The Book and the Rose. It's a romantic drama. In fact, it plays on network television every Valentine's Day, usually.
How cool is
Yeah.
that?
It's
Can we Google
It's
that?
on
Netflix?
Amazon, yeah.
Amazon?
Netflix did not renew, apparently. It was there for like 9 years, and suddenly they didn't renew. They're flying so high, they don't care. But it's on Amazon. It's on a lot of other places.
And what's the name of it again?
The Book and the Rose.
The Book
it
and the
was one of
Rose.
10 semifinals for the Oscar for Best Short Film.
Stop!
There you go.
And here you are,
true.
right in West Hartford, Connecticut. This is just so exciting to me.
Yeah.
It really
No,
is.
really.
I mean, when you think about it. Now, are there incentives now for filming in Connecticut? Are they doing anything about? I mean, I don't want you to get into the whole figures of it all, but just
Yes.
are things going
Yes.
better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they still have them in place, and there's actually Connecticut it's very film friendly. There's
Good.
actually more than one, and you can stack them together. It's when you're talking about a risky investment like film to people, they're looking for ways to cover their risk, and Connecticut provides that.
Okay, so speaking of investment, when people want to be a part of it, like I think it's also a great opportunity for people out here who want to be included on a lot of creative projects.
Sure.
Not products, projects.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a great way for them to even learn more about filmmaking and learn more about, just by being associated with you. And if they like a contribution of some way, then you will give them updates and they will be included in it, right?
Well, yeah, not only that, but I mean, when we go to a full feature film production, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for people, for crew, actually for cast, because
Right.
the cast, maybe you, is going to be expanded, and locations. I mean, there's going to be untold opportunities for support and help and participation. So
Yeah,
Right.
come to set, play a role, come to the premiere, walk the red carpet, whatever you want to do. Go
Yeah.
to film festivals with us, whatever. That's what's great
see,
about it.
Now, and that's very exciting because a lot of people can feel stuck out here because we're not in New York, we're not in LA, but they want to be a part of the biz. And
Yeah.
now, because of YouTube and things going on, the biz is right here at home. I mean, it's so exciting to know that we can Google your film and watch it on Amazon. I think that's really exciting.
Yeah. A lot of the barriers when it comes to distribution are kind of slowly. I think everybody thought that they would just collapse. They haven't. There's still a lot of obstacles to getting a film out into the world, but it is a lot easier than it used to be with social media.
Right.
I wonder if that's a little bit of a segue to the pieces about how you were able to construct
Yes.
for very little money
Yes.
environments now using the
Yes.
computer
Yeah,
and
sure.
the web.
Yeah,
So
and we have some 30-second clips.
Yeah.
The first one, could you explain?
So so one of the things we wanted to do for this trailer is we wanted to shoot inside of an airplane. There's a scene in the film that takes place inside, so we wanted that shot to represent it. And it's very expensive to shoot inside an airplane. They have sets. They're airplane sets, but they live in New York and LA.
Right.
So we did it on a green screen, and this used to be the domain of studios. You had to have the money and the resources of a major studio to do this kind of thing, and now you can do it on your laptop. We did this on a laptop.
That's
and
incredible.
as you see it, you would never know. You would never know that it wasn't actually filmed inside an airplane. These are the kinds of tools now. These are the tools, I got to say, when I was in film school, I dreamed of this kind of
I'm
stuff.
sure.
And now we can do it. It's available to everybody.
That is, yeah. I mean, that's really is an equalizer as far as people making movies.
Yeah.
Because it used to be with green screen, it was more of a tacky for people who couldn't afford a set.
Yeah.
Now it can even supersede sets in some of the most modern
Yeah.
movies
Yeah.
out right now.
Yeah.
In
That
fact-
is very cool.
In fact, we did something like that for a different shot, which we also have a clip for. We needed to shoot a shot outside of a prison, and in Connecticut, you're not allowed to do that. So
Even the Newgate prison, because I heard that's
that
kind
one
of a
perhaps.
tourist.
Because that's a museum more.
Yeah,
But we
that's
wanted
kind of-
a
But you want
reference to
prison.
an actual prison, which is, I forget the name of it, but it's in Suffield. Because this is an actual true story, that my mother went to a prison to see if she could solicit someone to help on her lawn for free, as a work release program that she had designed in her head.
So she went to a maximum security prison to see.
And
if
so
she
that's
could
in
get
the
it.
trailer when you see that guy sort of giving her the deadpan expression, like, we don't do that.
Yeah, it's like,
And
I'm
she's like,
making
why?
shakes. Why
Yeah.
would I? That's so
Yeah,
funny.
so we had to kind of recreate that exterior, which Jeff
Yeah,
did.
so we found a community college and went to the back where it kind of looked, a little boxy and prison-like, and we did what they call digital set extension, and we have a clip for that that shows we added just the pieces you would need to add digitally on a laptop to make it look just like a prison.
Amazing.
And it was so much fun because so many of the elements that you see, which look like high-end kind of things, like there's a Cadillac, an old Cadillac in that shot. That was just somebody, I was driving down the street, and it was a condo complex with this white Cadillac, just like my mother used to have. And I just drove up and knocked on the door of these really nice people, and they said, yeah, you can borrow it, but can we be in the trailer? And they're actually in another scene in the trailer as like a nurse in the background. But so people are really generous.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of generous,
Yeah.
so people when they go on your website, they can find out ways that they can participate.
Incentives,
That's really fun.
Yeah.
That's another thing I've noticed from around here, and when you mentioned Jacques, and I'm sure if we went out for beer, we had a lot of people in common. But another thing I always say is that there's plenty of room at the top. And I find around here, it's more of a nurturing environment. Like, if you do well, that means I'm going to do well. Which is so different than the cutthroat in LA and New York City, because people feel more threatened because your trailer is such high quality that people are like, whoa, well, I don't know if I want to tell too many people about that because I want to put out a trailer. But here, it is really nice. And it's so great that you're giving just normal folk like me or my neighbor to be able to contribute and really, really be a part of it. That's just really cool. And when you do well, it means that everybody else is going to do well. There'll be more movies out here. So let's say, okay, so we raised like $30 billion. Okay.
I was going to say 100,000.
$30 billion. Let's just set the bar high.
Okay, sure.
Okay, but so you raise all this money, and we have a premiere. Would you still want to have the premiere here in Connecticut?
If you're talking about
Go
raising
ahead,
$30
Dave.
billion, we'll have it anywhere. But sure, yeah, I think it makes sense. I mean, I think one of the other cool things just about the movie is that it really is, it's a Connecticut movie. It's located in Connecticut. It's going to star only Connecticut people, probably. I shouldn't say only, but Connecticut crew. I mean, and so I think it really showcases, and actually from the trailer you can see, it's a beautiful state. And so there are shots, that aerial shot of Hartford at night, which Jeff did in a helicopter.
Yeah.
And the
You did from a helicopter.
Yes.
The Shea Bar, which a lot of our gay friends know about, and downtown Hartford and Suffield and the Goodwin Tower and stuff like that. That it really is a showcase for the state. And so I don't know if there's any state money available or anything like that, but I think if there were, that's something I should probably look into.
Yeah, because you could get.
It's almost like a commercial for how beautiful the state is.
It's like a little love song almost.
Yeah.
Because and the sets. I mean, Jeff, you're amazing. I mean, just with the quality of this. Now, are you encouraging your students to help out? And do you have any interns?
Well,
or-
actually, two of my students actually filmed with us on the trailer.
That's neat.
I just had them as in film production at Trinity, and I asked them if they would be willing to help, and they were on our crew.
Yeah.
So when you lecture, instead of just going to a textbook, you can show them what you actually did to make a movie, so they will learn more,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, I do that sometimes.
No, are you?
Sometimes
are
I'm
you
tired of-
learning more? I mean, I'm sure you are. There's always so much to learn.
Oh,
yeah.
you learn on every project.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You should talk a little bit about your current project, which I'm fascinated by.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
I
of
didn't mean
course,
to-
of course.
Yeah, okay, yes, it is an interesting project.
Other current
I
project.
just got back day before yesterday from I'm shooting a documentary in South Texas with a partner, Lisa Malamat, another filmmaker who's based in Arizona, about migrant crosser deaths near the border on American soil. So, people come over and they sometimes don't make it. They succumb to the elements in the desert, and they're found often without identification. They're buried in the earth, and somewhere their family members saying, whatever happened to my son, my daughter, my cousin, my brother, my sister. And so there's a team of 3 female forensic scientists who are exhuming these bodies, using their science to identify them, and then repatriating them, reuniting the remains with the families.
Oh my gosh, that must be so emotional too.
It is a very deep, it's a very deep subject. And it's also set against this world of South Texas with the ranches and these huge private tracts of land right on the border.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough terrain, unforgiving climate there. I mean, I can imagine that it just the dichotomy of that with these people dying, trying to get their dreams come true it's really sad.
It is very sad.
Especially we're hoping that we don't go anti-immigrant as a
Please.
country, but let's not get started on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so give the address of. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Give me the address on your website again.
DreamhouseTheMovie.com. www.dreamhousethemovie.com.
Okay, and David Lally is on Facebook.
As a
Do you
person,
have a page? No, do you have a page on Facebook?
we
or
have
anything?
a Dreamhouse page,
Yay.
a Facebook page. We have a
And they can
Twitter
like that.
account, which I'm struggling with. And,
We're trying to get David into the modern
the
tech
21st
tech
century.
age.
Yeah, my partner is trying to help me with that, and he's getting very frustrated. But yeah, so we have that, and the Indiegogo site will be up for a while. Actually, we were just talking about potentially extending a little bit. So I mean, it's worth checking that out. Just go to Indiegogo again, look and do a search for Dreamhouse. Look for the photo of the guy looking through the windshield, because there's a few Dreamhouse projects on Indiegogo.
Oh,
as you
so
might
it's the
imagine.
one looking through the
The
windshield.
guy, looking through the windshield.
And just in case this, someone sees this as a rerun 6 months down the road,
Yeah.
will they see a record of how much money it was able to do and everything, and then go from there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that will be
Oh,
up
good.
for a long time.
And then and it's never too late to contribute.
No,
Yeah.
people can contribute at any point. It's
Yeah.
true, even when
not
the
limiting-
crowdfunding campaign ends.
Putting any limitations
Yeah,
on that.
exactly. Well, it's been such a pleasure to have you guys on. I mean, I wish you so much success, but it's weird. I don't feel like it's a shot in the dark for you, because I've seen the trailer, and you just have an instinct for real good quality work, and you guys have it.
It feels like it kind of has a life of its own. Is
Right.
the way I feel like it's just moving ahead almost despite itself. So
Right.
I think it's going to happen.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful, and it's very healing for all of us to watch it.
Real quick, I should really mention Rick Sands, who was the cinematographer on the trailer, who did a fantastic job shooting it. So a lot of those visuals are
Right.
Rick's work too. So.
Okay, and wait, we only have about 30 more seconds. To look for your documentary, do you have a website, or are you on Facebook
We do.
page, or
We
anything?
do. At the moment, it's an in-production website. It's called The Boy in the Box.
The Boy in the Box.
Movie.com.
Which is the one you've been working on in Texas. All right, well, it's been a pleasure to have you guys on the month of love, because we love creative arts and we love the industry. I mean, it's just wonderful. I mean, it's really healing, and there's not enough importance that cannot be placed on creative arts.
Yeah.
You know, with the money going dry at schools and so forth. So I'm really excited. So I will be at your premiere. Can I be like Entertainment Tonight?
Absolutely.
Do 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 do. How does it feel?
You can be whatever
do do do
you want.
do do.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So
hired.
we'll have you back, and you will be, and I'll have you on the red carpet here then.
Okay, cool.
All right. Thanks.
great.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
thank you.